What is going on, everybody? How you all doing? Really well, and welcome back to another Tournament Champions Team of the Season Squad Builder. Last week I did one on the Team of the Season Sauna tournament and it went down exceptionally well, so I thought I'd do the same again, this time for the La Liga tournament. Of course, you can win yourselves, as you can see on our bench, Ruben Castro added to our little collection. It has to be a full La Liga team, and this was the one I would say most confident going into, purely because this team that you're about to see on screen I've used so many times just through regular Ultimate Team playing, and I absolutely love it. But without any further ado, lads, before we get into it, actually, if you could smash a thumbs up once again, that'll be absolutely incredible, and make sure you subscribe as well to the channel if you are new around here. But getting to in between the sticks first and foremost, let me just switch this over to La Liga. We have got the man, the Don, the Godfather, Diego Alves. As you can see, this one has played 197 games for me now, nearly 200 games. He is just absolutely solid as anything. He is so good in between the sticks. Moving into defence, at right back we have got untradeable Dani Alves. I'd usually use DeMarcus, who is on the bench, and I'll also explain why those three players are on the bench in a second, but I wanted to try it, Dani Alves. Left back we've then got the Frenchman Tremoulinas. Centre backs, I often go for Mustafi and Laporte, but I actually went for Pepe and Laporte this time, which also made a very, very strong partnership. I'll explain quickly why these people are on the bench firstly, actually. You'll see we've got Halilovic, DeMarcos and Krokoviak. They were the three players that I subbed on in almost every single match I've played. DeMarcos for Dani Alves because he's a bit more defensively sound, not quite as attacking. Halilovic for the central centre mid that you'll see in a second. And then Krokoviak for Busquets, who we're about to get to now anyway. But yeah, with just a bit of fresh legs, just to freshen up the team, and that did have quite an impact and really helped me through this tournament. But on the left CDM, as I've just said, we have got Busquets. Right CDM, we have actually got a player that's a centre mid. It is Enzo the Benzo Perez, and as you've just seen, the central centre mid is going to be Toni Kroos. As many of you will know, this is my favourite setup, the 4-3-3 with the more attacking player in the centre, like basically a cam, and Toni Kroos did that role exceptionally well. But moving into the front three now, the left hand side we have got the cheaper Ronaldo, Conor Plianka. The right hand side we have got Inaki Williams. Not the gold though, I actually personally prefer his silver card. I think it just feels a bit quicker. I don't know why, but to me it just feels quicker. And then leading the line we've got regular Karim Benzema. I did a Team of the Season player review on him. I absolutely love his regular card. I just wish I could have had as much success with the Team of the Season as I do on a regular basis with his regular card. But this is the starting 11. Like I've already said, these three players came on in almost every single game. You're looking at Krokoviak for Busquets, you're looking at DeMarcos for Dani Alves, and Kruzov and Halilovic on. They all made a good impact and really shored up and gave me fresh legs when they came on. But the team is so solid, honest to God, lads. Like I've already said, I've used it so often throughout Ultimate Team this year, and it always does the job for me. The instructions wise, really simple. We have got Karim Benzema onto stay central. Some of them they've all gone up actually because I've changed teams since I last used this squad. But Benzema on stay central and getting behind. Toni Kroos on to get forward. The two CDMs on stay back while attacking and cut the passing lanes. They both have that setting on them. And I did actually have Dani Alves also on stay back while attacking, just because he is just so incredibly attacking at right back. And even on stay back while attacking, he still got forward fairly frequently, but it did sort of curve it a little bit. But that's the starting 11. Not expensive whatsoever. I mean, I've had this team for absolute donkeys, so the price I paid for it just isn't applicable at all. Because, for example, Benzema, you can now get for about 10k. I paid 27,750. That's just the nature of the team because I've had it for so long. But I did figure it out, and this team is literally costing you around 40k as it stands, between 40 and 50, depending on prices. Because obviously, with the La Liga Team of the Season tournament being out, there's a bit of fluctuation, but it was about 40k at the height of the Team of the Season tournament. I'm sure it will have dropped way back down again from there now to around 25, maybe even, probably about 25, 30k, but like I say, cheap as anything, and that includes these three subs as well, by the way. But yeah, really solid team. I'm going to do exactly the same as what we did with the Sane team now. We're going to cut away and we're going to look at our path to glory with the tournament, lads. So as we go into the first round, where we come up against this pretty solid looking team featuring Jackson Martinez and Andreas Iniesta, and it's got to be said, although it wasn't the most incredible team, he had us under the cosh to begin with. 4 minutes in there, you can see Tremoulinas making a fantastic block, but the pressure just kept on coming, and just approaching the 20-minute mark, he would take the lead through Jackson Martinez, nodding in from a little sweaty cross. Well, he wasn't that sweaty really. I brought the keeper out when I shouldn't have done, but he then went on to double his lead to 2-0. You can see his celebrations, by the way, after he'd scored. He was trying to make me mad, and it just made me want to come back into this game even more, because you can see now he absolutely dominated the opening period, but just before half-time, great play by Silver Inaki Williams. I much prefer his silver to his gold for some unknown reason. It just feels a lot better to me. He squares it across to Tony Cruz, and then just as we kick off for the second half, some awful defending by this guy lets the cheap Ronaldo, aka Conor Plianka, finesse one in beautifully, and I'll give him a bit of the old ear cut, because after their celebrations he was putting in. You know, you've got to give him some back, but he did then go ahead to make it 3-2. It was an absolute thriller this was in the first round. It was Krojkowiak with the goal for him. Like Krojkowiak with that little run and finish, unbelievable. But we then pull it back to 3-3. Some great finishing once again from Conor Plianka, and from that moment on, again, this is just bad luck right now. I joined a party on Xbox, unpaused it, and then this guy scored. I was about to say, from when I scored the third goal, I was in complete control, which I was, and then I went ahead and conceded that stupid goal. But thankfully, like I said, the superiority of after that third goal continued. We managed to get a fourth to equalise, and then we go ahead in the 80th minute and grab ourselves a winner. Very, very lucky the way that fell. I tried to sweat it across and it didn't quite go as I planned, but that was the final score in the first round, a 5-4 win to take us into the next round, where the guy actually had already the team of the season, Ruben Castro, Benzema in there, Griezmann, and this is probably the strongest team that we faced on paper in our entire run. It's a bit of a running theme actually, that you don't seem to come across the most incredible teams in this tournament, but you seem to be coming across incredible players. You can see we took the lead really early on there, a little bit lucky the way it fell to Benzema, but he finished it really well, and we then doubled our advantage, just after the 10th minute, and we were plain sailing in this game until the EA gods just shat all over us. Look at this. We put a foot in and it just trickles over the line. I don't know how Diego Alves didn't clear that. I don't know how a centre-back didn't just hoof it. You can see at half-time, this guy hadn't had a shot on target and he got a goal. And then, as it is on FIFA, he then gets an equaliser just after half-time. So he's now had 2 shots, 1 on target, and it's 2-2 after our domination. He then scores his 3rd shot to make it 3-2 to him. It was like absolutely ridiculous. It felt like the game was going against us completely, but some inspired play from Tremolinas, very similar to in the Bundesliga team when Alaba came to our rescue. Tremolinas doing the same for us here, and then we went ahead and got the winner in extra time. We then go into the semi-final, and like I said, we've already played the more difficult teams on paper, and this guy again absolutely sausaged us to begin with. He was all over us. Diego Alves was having the game of his life in this one. He had so many chances, and like so I've already mentioned, people don't seem to have the most expensive teams. If this guy had had like a Benzema or a Griezmann, he would have scored one of those chances. I'm convinced of it, but he goes ahead and pays for those missed chances because our super sub Halilovic goes and slots one in. But there's still work to be done. Diego Alves once again coming to the rescue a couple more times before we managed to scrape through to the final with a 1-0 win. And like I say, Diego Alves was inspired in that game, completely kept us in it. But we go through to the final, once again a very average team, although he has got a Griezmann with an attribute card on him, which is always a worry. But this, ironically, was probably the easiest game of the run. We take the lead after 23 minutes. Benzema, we'd been on top up to this point. It was on those shots where, like, that was the kind of finish that I just couldn't get going with this team of the season card. This here, you'll see, he fires it and the keeper just needs to almost move out the way, but I find that happens quite a lot with Benzema. He did have a non-rare keeper, and that is something that I do think actually he paid the price for, because he wasn't convincing at all in between the sticks. You see we take a 2-0 lead just before half-time. We'll then make it 3-0 just after half-time. Like I said, the final probably the most comfortable game out of the lot. And after we'd scored this 3rd goal, I went to bring on the substitutions that I'd been making in every game, the Krojkowiak, Marcos and Halilovic substitutions. And as you'll see in just a second, I'll go to pause it here, look, go to make the subs, and this guy had enough. He just rage quit in the final, and that means we do get ourselves that beautiful team of the season Castro, and keeps up our 100% tournament winning ratio. But like I said at the start, lads, this team is absolutely awesome. It's like a team I've used so much throughout Ultimate Team, not just in this tournament, and it always gets the job done for me. I'd highly recommend you go and give it a go. Like I said, it's not even expensive now. It's currently going for around the 30-25k mark, but as always, leave a thumbs up on it if you do enjoy, lads, and I will speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Have a fantastic night. Nidge out.
Yo, he's Nidge, plays with big games and player reviews are getting insane. He entertains while he elevates, his video quality resonates. On career mode, he got lots of vids uploading off and he's rocking it. He's got the confidence in all his commentaries. Videos range, they often vary. Got need for speed and a road to glory. Just watching vids and you know the story. The content is underrated, I'm understating, so don't ignore the like and subscribe button to support the channel that keeps running. It takes 1 second, like it's free, it costs nothing. Peace.